Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and we are going to do, I'm hopping on here to do more of an accountability check and a Q&A. So I have had some people ask a ton of really great questions today. And so I'm going to take those questions, I'm going to answer them and give you the answers from the best that from the answers that I have, because I'm going to guess that somebody else has the same question. So welcome to the KetoMOM page. I have been, and my family, mainly me, have been sharing on this page since June 2015. It'll be 8 years next month, which is crazy to me. And so this KetoMOM page started out with recipes and just learning how to eat better. And then we gradually have implemented a lot of different things on the page because I want people to understand the power of their mindset and so many different things that have to do with your health. So in general, this page has recipes. If you're brand new, I would love for you to post new below. If you're not new, say hi and tell me where you're tuning in from. So I'm in Minnesota. Today it was actually pretty chilly, but I'm believing it is going to be super warm and super great this week. This page was started almost 8 years ago. On this page, you're going to find keto recipes, keto tips, low carb recipes, Q&As, different things to help you on your journey, mindset, and so much more. And so if at any point in time, as you're tuning in or you hear something that you want help with, you can ask a question below and I will message you back. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com and you can click on how to get started. You can click on recipes. You can click on, hello. Thanks, Carrie. You can click, it's warmer where you're at in Iowa. It's actually really cold in Minnesota today. So you can click on mindfulness. You can click on, there's so many things to go learn. So if at any point, go to ketomomsecrets.com. As I'm talking and sharing, again, you can ask questions below. If you're brand new and you need a basic foods list of how to get started, nothing fancy, but what I did to give you some tips and tricks on getting started, post food in the comments. I'd love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring, and we are going to dive in. So tell me this, as you're tuning in, if you have a keto question, if I can see it as I'm chatting live, I will 100% answer it. If I can't see it or it goes by too fast, I will go ahead and message you. But here are the questions that I got today. You ready? Number one, what if I can't get all of my fats in? I get a lot of questions every day about how do I eat all the fat? Keto is a lot of fat. Do I really have to eat all that fat? Like just a lot of questions around good fat. So we're going to talk about that. Craving control. So the other question I got was, I still have cravings, or when will they go away? When will I feel like this is easy? That is a common question. And then I also got a question of how to get started, which I get every single day. And then I had some questions about kids, just kids and eating healthy. So at any point in time, ask your questions below. Hello. Somebody said good morning. Somebody said good morning. I don't know where you're tuning in from because I cannot read your writing, but good morning. You're on the other side of the world, I presume, which is super cool. And so, all right, number one, what if I can't get all my fats in? Here's what I want you to understand real quick. You might come to this page and maybe keto to you means one thing, but actually when somebody says they're doing the keto diet, it could mean lots of different ways they're eating. Some people track everything they eat. They are eating 80% fat, under 5% carbs. They're tracking everything and they're probably doing the ketogenic diet. Now, there are people that do low carb. That's great. They're not tracking their food. They're taking the buns off the burgers. They're being mindful of getting rid of the sugar and the excess carbs and junk and eating better foods. That's considered low carb. What's the difference? So when somebody says they're doing keto, most people think strict keto, low carb, and in between. When you're on a strict ketogenic diet, you eat a lot of fat. It could be avocados, and it could be butter and dairy and fatty meat and nuts and fish and different things like that. Why? You eat really high fat because it keeps you full longer, and you eat really low carb because you're eating like this many carbs, or 20. You can eat all the fat because your carbs are really low. But if you're not tracking your food and you are being mindful, which is great, and you're doing more low carb, right? And maybe you're eating not under 5% carbs, but maybe you're like, I know I'm eating low carb. I've got rid of the bread and the pasta and the rice. That's incredible. That's sustainable. That's what most people fall back on if they think they're going to do keto and they realize they can do low carb and stick with it. And you don't have to be so focused on good fats. You don't have to try to consume amount of crazy good fats. You don't have to, because you're going to overeat good food. And I don't remember the exact numbers, but let me give you an example. 1 carb gram is equivalent, and so there is 1 calorie per every carb gram, and it's like 7 calories, or maybe it's 9 calories per every fat gram. I don't know if I said that exactly right, so don't quote me, but I want you to hear this. There's like let's say there's 1 calorie in a carb. I think it's a little bit more per, like, let's say it's 7 to 9 calories in a fat gram. Do you know what that means? That means if you're eating a whole bunch of fat, and then you're eating all this fat, but you're not really low carb, but maybe you're eating better. You're eating a lot of fat because you go, it's keto, I can eat it. It's bacon, I can eat it. It's butter, I can eat it. Oh my goodness, I should be able to eat this. You're going to overeat calories. And oftentimes you'll hear people say things like, you don't have to pay attention to calories on keto. You don't, as long as you're not eating all the time, all day long, and in your mind, you're not saying, but it's keto, I can eat it. Does this make sense? So when you are talking about good fats, I'm going to ask you, well, are you strict keto or low carb? And if you're low carb, we're not going to focus on that. I actually eat higher protein than fat. I've been eating leaner meat, turkey, bacon. I prefer that. And so I don't obsess about getting a whole bunch of fats in. It's good to add some avocado to a burger, to some eggs, but I'm not solely focused on eating a whole bunch of fat. Make sense? If you're strict keto, hands down, you're going to eat it. So, and I know I missed some questions already because I was chatting. So in general, you can ask away and I'll send you a message. So that was the first question. Do not eat to fill in your macros. Do not eat just because you're telling yourself it's keto and you can eat. Eat when you're hungry, not when you're bored. All right, the next question I got was, how do I control my cravings and when will this get easier? When will it get easier? I've said this many times, and maybe you're just tuning in and you're brand new, but there's a poem. It's not my poem, and it's called Choose Your Hard. And one of the lines is, it's hard to go to the gym. It's hard to be overweight. Or it's hard to eat healthy. It's hard to be overweight. Like, it's really choosing your hard. And it might never get easy, but as you create a system and a routine, you'll find yourself falling into a new habit and a new system. So that's the easy part. When will it get easy? I don't know if it gets easy. It's more of learning to control your mind. But cravings, there's things that help with cravings. Number 1, out of sight, out of mind. Get the stuff that you crave out of your home, out of your office, out of your eyesight. You won't crave it. Number 2, go eat a pickle. It sounds so funny, but at the end of the night, and you're like, I need something sweet. I promise you, if you go eat a pickle, it will take it away. Or number 3, walk into your bathroom and go brush your teeth. That will take it away also. Drink some water. Or there just comes down to the fact of having discipline and then not eating it. So 100%. Cindy's talking about ketones. So Cindy, I'll chat about ketones in just a second. Great question. She asked, how long do you have to wait before you drink ketones after you eat? I'll share with you what ketones are, but cravings, out of sight, out of mind, drink some water, brush your teeth, go eat a pickle. It'll take the sweet tooths away, or just take some discipline because you can do it. All right, next question was, can you please remind me how to get started? So if you are brand new, if I've never given you a basic foods list of how to get started, post food in the comments and we'll chat. But here's what I tell people. I always said I had 6 steps, but I added a 7th because I like the number 7 way better. And so here's what they are. The first thing I like to work on is your mindset. If you believe that you can, you will. If you believe that you can't, you're right. And so in the morning, somebody just said they love the morning mindset. We go through books. My hope is to help you understand that your thinking is super important. And let's start here. Let's talk about your thinking and talk about who you believe you are or who you're becoming before we try to switch over the habits. So there's a book that we went through called The Power to Change. It was an incredible book. And it should be one that everybody reads. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on book club, and you can go through all of the books that we've done. So it's super important. So I talk about mindset when you're getting started. What are you reading? Who are you watching? Are you watching the news? Are you listening to something to fuel your mind right? Do you have a gratitude journal? Like, do you wake up with a I get to or I have to attitude? Your mindset is important. Number 2, we talk about drinking water. Or I just talk about what do you drink in general. So if this is something you've never heard, it's going to help you get started. If this is something that you're like, oh shoot, that's a good reminder, this is a reminder. But what are you drinking? So half your body weight in ounces of water. Let's get rid of the sugary drinks. Number 3, ketones. So Cindy talked about ketones. I drink these every day. I have for 8 years. I call it my mom fuel. It's a packet. You put it in some water, you shake it up, and you're in ketosis in under an hour. What does that mean? Once ketones are in your system, your body goes, oh my goodness, I'm going to use these for energy. I'm going to use these to turn Stephanie's brain on. I'm going to help her appetite be controlled. So energy, focus, appetite, better mood, helps with digestion and muscle preservation, and so much more. So Cindy, these do not break your fast. You can drink these during your intermittent fasting time. You can drink these after breakfast. If you eat breakfast, I would say 30 minutes later, you could shake up your ketones sometime mid-morning, 16 ounces of water, shake it up, drink it under an hour. If you prefer to drink it later in the day, have some lunch, 30 minutes later, shake it up and drink it, feel amazing. So there's not a perfect time. There is a drink the product, feel great. Not everybody, that's an absolute. There are a lot of people drinking something to help them with either clarity, mental clarity, focus, energy, fat loss, and more. I drink ketones. If you've never tried them, post trial in the comments and we'll chat. There's lots of different ways you can trial them. And we have a ton of different flavors, and hands down, they work. If they didn't work, I wouldn't be drinking them for 8 years. So we talk about mindset first. I talk about how much water you're drinking. I'm going to suggest you drink ketones. These are a tool in my tool belt to help me be a better mom. Excuse me, my throat got dry. The next thing we talk about is food. So I like to walk people through one day at a time, one meal at a time, buns off the burgers, then the croutons off the salad. Let's work on little things at a time. Try a new veggie. Let's eat more protein, just different things like that. I do not throw you into a keto diet. If you want to do that, we're going to talk about tracking your food, and it's going to be a process. But if you can learn about drinking your water, your mindfulness, ketones, you don't have to go through the keto flu. This is how I started. I didn't even start with the keto diet. So I started with drinking ketones, and I did one meal at a time, one day at a time. I drank more water, less orange juice. I drank my ketones, and then I slowly got rid of the junk and started eating better. So we'll talk about your food. Then we talk about, are you moving your body? So step number 5, if I'm going to help you, is go for a walk, get your steps in, go to the gym, like do something if you physically can to move your body. Step number 6 is intermittent fasting. Once you're feeling great and you're like, I've got the water down, my meals are great, I love the ketones, I'm moving my body, we can dive into some fasts. So that's something we can work on. And the last one is accountability. So the number 7 that I added was, let's find an accountability partner. You can use me or the KetoMOM page, just somebody that knows what you're doing, because when you have accountability, it holds you to a higher standard. So I work out harder when I go to the CrossFit gym because they hold me to a higher standard. If I were to do those same workouts upstairs in my gym, I might find myself saying, oh, I'm already sweating, or oh my goodness, I'm so tired. I'm hoping I wouldn't do it all the time, but it's easier to let myself off the hook because I didn't have the accountability. But when I have the accountability and the coaching at the CrossFit gym, I don't quit. So if you're like, I'm going to go on a health journey, I want to get healthier, I want to get stronger, think of who you could ask, a friend, a sister, a parent, a coworker, anybody, and go, this is what I'm doing. Do you want to join me? Hey, let's check in at the end of the day. How are your meals? How is it going? How are you feeling? Do you want to go for a walk? Because when you have accountability, it holds you to a higher standard. So those are super, like the 7 key points. You've got mindset, water, ketones, food, moving your body, intermittent fasting, and accountability. Whoo! All right. Is this how you wanted to spend your Friday night? I wanted to spend it with you. We just went out with some friends. We just got home a little while ago. The last question that I had for today was around kids. And if our kids do keto, and how do I get my kids to do keto? And I always say, you don't. My kids are not keto. The only way that my child or our children, which we have 4 daughters, if you're brand new, we've got a 15, 13, 11, and 9. We're a homeschool family. We love to travel. And my kids do not do keto, but we work on eating better. So I always say, your kids don't have to be keto. And depending on how old your kids are and the goals that you have for them, your kids are going to model what you do. So for example, if you scroll social media, if you binge watch TV, or if you like to go outside and play, both, right? Like they pick up on the not so great habits and they watch you do the great things. So when we decided to dive in as a family and get healthy, we sat down as a family, even when our kids were little. And we said, hey, mommy and daddy are going to get stronger. We're going to work on eating more vegetables together. We're going to work on drinking more water. We're going to stop buying juice. We're just going to work on better food so that we are stronger. So you need to take your kids with you. It's not about you being fat or you being on a diet. Your kids don't need to be on a diet, but they're going to model how you eat. They're going to model if you move your body, if you value your health. They're going to model all of those things. So if you're doing this and you have a family, do it with them. Model it for them. They might not join you right away, right? If they're teenagers or they're like, no thanks, mom. But when they see you moving your body or drinking more water or being mindful or like, hey, I'm actually going to have a salad, when you're making better decisions, they're going to follow that as well. And the only reason a kid would actually have to be on a keto diet is for medical reasons. And so if you want your family to be healthier, eliminate the sugar, eliminate the juices that you're drinking, teach your kids to drink some water, shut off the TV and go play outside. There's little things you can do to move their body without being so forceful and so diet minded. Does that make sense? I get a lot of questions about kids. So we talked about fats and good fats. We talked about cravings. We talked about how to get started. And kids, if you have any questions, ask them below. Again, you can always go to KetoMomSecrets.com and click on anything that you're looking for. If you need a basic foods list, post food below. If you want to try my mom fuel, post trials in the comments. We've got lots of different flavors that you can try. Otherwise, continue to tune in. I honestly, basically, if you've been here for a while, you hear me say the same things over and over again. And it's not about a secret that you don't know. It's about learning and implementing and taking action over and over and over again. And so if your goal is to get healthy, it's going to be these little small steps every single day of making the better choice, of being mindful, and doing it consistently over time. So that's what I have for you. Thanks for spending your Friday night with me if you're watching or listening live. We have a podcast, so this goes there too on Keto Mom Secrets on the podcast app. Otherwise, I will come back on later. Thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters. I would love for you to press the share button. Sharing is caring. I can allow other people to join us for their accountability. Otherwise, I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye.